Hello, everyone. I am Lynn, Dream Girl Writer, coming to you today with the ultimate dream secret, and that is the gift is already given. What do I mean by that? I mean that everything is already happening according to divine will. And when we start to slow down, pay attention, to pause, when we do our inner work, either through our dreams or any other creative process or any other spiritual practice, then we begin to see the connections between everything and the ways in which we have always been informed, especially during those moments of crises, how to behave. And we've been given that jolt of inspiration or intuition, if you will. And yet, these are available to us during the happiest of times as well, in order to feel that sense of stability and security and inner wisdom kind of permeating our lives underneath as a foundation for everything we think, do, and say. And it's just a matter of receiving that gift. The gift has already been given with our birth. We come from a divine source into this world, and everyone knows how wonderful babies are and how much they inspire us with their innocence and how much they call to us to protect them and to nurture them and to teach them and to give them a safe place in which to grow. And yet we forget that we are still those babies. When our bodies get bigger and our emotions get stronger and our intellect gets larger and starts to take over our lives, that's the time when we need our own parenting the most. And of course, as a child, as we're going through these stages until we get to adulthood, we are very dependent on the world that we're seeing, the world that we're surrounded by, the culture in which we grow, the people who parent us and who take care of us. So we're very much affected by all that and, even programmed from the moment of birth. And yet there is a lot of duplicity about that. There's a lot of facade. And as we well know, those of us who have been through traumatic childhoods and or traumatic events beyond childhood and have undergone counseling in many ways, we know that it's a struggle to get back to that innocence. But I'm here as a witness to tell you that that is the only way to go. The gift has already been given, and it is up to us to take advantage of it. And just to give you a kind of practical example, which I know myself, and I'm very practical in my life, but very rarely when it comes to talking about dreams, do I think in literary or practical terms. So I'll try to share this as best I can. I had a dream uh, in the wee hours, and I woke up, and it was a dream in which someone that I loved rejected me. And he did it very harshly. And it has happened in waking life as well. And yet I felt like I had healed, or he had healed past that point of where he would, come into my dreams and give me that sort of an energetic by his presence. And yet he did. And so instead of writing the dream, which I knew that I would get to the love of it, I would get to the authentic message beyond the rejection, beyond his human emotions that were being projected in the dream. But I felt like I wanted to just go outside and commune with nature instead of writing down the dream. And that's very unlike me, especially concerning this particular person who's very important in my life. And normally, when I have a dream about him, whether it's scary or rejecting or, happy, want to write it down right away. But this was different. And so I made myself a cup of tea and I sat outside in the dark. And the cicadas, live here in Lexington, South Carolina, and it's springtime. And the cicadas were just going off. And it was just like a wall of sound, but also like pulsating. And it was just, it enveloped me. And so I just sat there sipping my tea, listening to the cicadas. And then I see a little, actually, I was still standing at this point in time. I see a firefly come out of the bushes to the right of me and kind of fly around in circles and in front of me down below. I was on the second story balcony. And then I see him go over to the other side of me. And then I see him getting closer and higher. And then all of a sudden, the last light that he, she, it makes is right in front of me. And then it disappears. And for the rest of the time that I sit out there, no more fireflies. And so I took it as a sign. I sat down after that point in time and just really started getting in touch. And what happened as a result of not writing the dream and just going out into Mother Nature, I ended up thinking about that person that the dream was about, but also about the time that I had been with him and the what was happening in the community around us and my relationships with other people who were connected to him as well, and how those relationships kind of ended on a bad note. And there was a lot of joy at first in the relationships, and then they ended up being kind of encumbered by our shadows, if you will, both mine and the other people's. But as I was musing there and thinking about all that, I was very detached about it. And, have, of course, over the many years since then, it's been about 14 years since I had these relationships, I have prayed to heal and done my inner work on them and done my forgiveness. But there was still something lingering there because Holy Spirit brought it up for me at that moment in time because of the dream, in connection to the dream. And as I lay there, just kind of being enveloped in the arms of our mother, so to speak, it came to me that there was more forgiveness required and there was more understanding required. And I opened my heart to that. And I opened my heart to their forgiveness of me for any imagined hurts that I might have done and anything that I might have done to offend them, either inadvertently or even maybe directly. And I just kind of opened my heart to us all forgiving each other and to us being present in present time and letting go of that past and admitting our mistakes or our foibles or our dysfunction with each other and just being ready to again, once again, return to love with each other. And that gift has been waiting for me for 14 years. And like I said, I have done a lot of work on that particular time in my life because it was one of the most magnanimously um, exciting and gifting and pleasurable times of my life, as well as ending fearfully and with kind of, you know, brokenhearted results, if you will. And so, having done all that work over the years, of course, is very good because we do as much as we can, hopefully, when we can. And sometimes we're not ready for some of it. And sometimes it's too overwhelming to take a look in the mirror that way, to look into the darkness of our past and this life or any other, and to really face up to it. Sometimes we need more time to muster the courage to do that. But this dream secret that I'm revealing to you, that the gift is already given. So you could have had dreams many years ago that either scared you to death or gave you this beautiful message of hope and faith and inspiration, that you kind of just thought, okay, well, that was for that time. Every message that we get from every dream is connected throughout all of our time and all of our experiences, because it's coming from the divine of us all. And every time we stop and pause during the day to just let our hearts take over our minds and lead our minds, I should say, to let our hearts breathe and open up to more possibilities of love. Every time we do that, we are connecting a golden thread in our life. It may have even come from a time in our life before conscious memory, in this life or any other. But when we open to it, when we trust that we have an opportunity every day to get past our fears, our blockages, our societal impositions, or our family patterning, every single day we have an opportunity to see the truth of them, because it's always running like a river underneath of all of us. And we just have to dip our awareness into that river, into that pool. We have to sit beside the pool in silence and gaze into the waters and see what comes out, what comes to us. We have to listen when we go out in the darkness or during the day to the animal sounds around us, to what the earth is saying to us, to the earth's rhythm and music and magic. It's all there, always waiting for us. So this dream secret that I offer you is really no secret at all. And every sage, every enlightened being who has passed on this planet, who has walked on this earth, has come to that same realization, that we come from love, we return to love, all is love, and it's all there waiting for us. And it's all happening exactly as it should. Thank you for listening. I love you. I do. Bye for now.